you ever heard of the anxiety cycle? And how does that apply to children with selective mutism? Stay tuned, because this is what I'm talking to you in this video. Hey, welcome back to my channel, Word Steps, where I love sharing things about selective mutism. And this is video 4 of a video series. So go and check out all the other 3 videos before that. So today we're talking about anxiety cycle. So remember to stay tuned until the very end where I've got other things, and remember to subscribe. So picture this. When we avoid anxiety, it actually gets bigger and scarier. It sounds counterintuitive, right? But let me explain. Our brain has this amazing built-in defense mechanism to protect us from real physical dangers, like cliffs or spiders. Let me know in the comment below what you're scared of. But sometimes we feel anxious about things that they are actually safe, like talking or going outside, or other things that actually don't make sense. You're thinking, why can I be scared of a button or scared of talking? I know that it doesn't make sense, but for your child brain, totally makes sense. So here is how it works. When we come across something that our brain sees potentially dangerous, like talking or a strange dog, and we decide to avoid it, the brain goes, "Whoa, that's good, we could have died," right? It gives us a rush of relief. But guess what? Our brain doesn't stop there. And then it says, hey, let's make you do that again so we can survive the next time. It's really sneaky, right? So what happens next? Well, our brain cranks up our anxiety levels when we are faced with that situation again. So we have avoidance. Avoidance may feel good in the short term, almost like addictive. But here is the kicker. It actually leads to more and more anxiety, which spirals into a situation where our world feels smaller because we avoid that situation. So that's where your child avoids talking again and again. That's why we call it the anxiety spiral. So it is almost like a thread, and it goes down and down and down, and everything that we're scared of is like a thread, many of them. Now, can you relate to this? Or do you see that happening with your child or even with yourself? Many people who find themselves stuck in a cycle of social avoidance, so they avoid going to school, they avoid going out, they avoid talking, they are trapped. That's how your child feels. What does that lead to when you're older? Because actually I'm receiving a lot of comments about people that are saying, I think I have selective mutism and I'm 30 and I'm 40. So the more as an adult you dodge anxiety, the more anxiety comes back. And that is a big cycle that you're caught in. But don't worry, there is a good news. Our brain has this amazing ability to rewire themselves. And this is what we call the neuroplasticity. It means that we can actually change the physical structure of our brain by changing how we think and act. So if we want to fight anxiety head on, the most powerful and effective way is to recognize the difference between real danger and perceived danger, and then gradually face those fears instead of running away. The first thing that I always say is to say, it's okay for me to be anxious. I can see your anxiety. So rewiring, is that possible? Of course. So if you're a parent and if your child feels so anxious, it might feel it double. And because of that, sometimes they feel that and you rescue them. And that, what does that do? Inadvertently send a message that their fears are dangerous and they can't handle it on their own. So you answer for your child, and that tells them, you're okay, son, you can't answer, I'll do that for you. But guess what? Anxiety is not a permanent trait. Sure, we talked about being sensitive. Some people are hardwired, but generalized anxiety is not purely genetic. It's more of a scale, not of an on and off switch. So your child can absolutely learn skills to turn down the volume on anxiety so it no longer dominates their life. And if you want to learn more about the brave muscle method, you will be able to read it in the description. So the best way to help children with anxiety is I want to help you to create a new framework. That is the family dynamic approach. Why? Because you are the model for your child. Your child looks up to you to know how to respond to different situations and emotions. So do you know what to do? We can show them that they are able of handling challenges like school, social situation, bedtime, touching a dog. And remember, selective mutism is more than the fear of talking. And it might help to have like a little mantra. I can do hard things. I can try to do it. Remember, my message wants to be that anxiety is not a bad emotion. It's just a messenger asking us to consider whether something is safe and to carefully choose how we act. So instead of calling it bad or terrible, I have a terrible anxiety, we can just say that situation is tricky, it's difficult, it's uncomfortable, because how does that feel? Also, being anxious or sensitive is not a negative trait. This is what? Do you remember? A superpower. So you look out for those things that they can also do. Now here is a really important point that I was going to tell you at the end. Avoiding anxiety inducing situation actually makes anxiety worse. Yes, you heard me right. So our job is to help our children develop confidence in facing their fears. And that's why I talk the stages of confident speaking. We need to change our mindset and let them know that we also feel anxious and it's okay to feel anxious. So in the next videos, we are going to dive into some super practical skills that you can use to help your child work through anxiety and reduce it over time. So make sure that you stay tuned and subscribe to my channel so you won't miss out. I'm going to put all those videos in a playlist on YouTube, and I will be creating obviously more stuff for you. And remember, a lot about selective mutism is in my course, Steps to Brave Talking. So make sure to check it out and subscribe because I post every week. Let me know if you found this video useful. Share it with at least one person that could benefit from it. Comment below and let me know, where are you from? See you next week.